Hope you're doing okay today. Today I've got a very important task. It is painting this fence behind me. Gotta try and make it look, spruce it up for the summer. So I've chosen my tool. Very important to choose the right tool. Gone for this little brush. Beautiful little thing. Now the reason I've chosen this brush is because I saw my son painting this, and this little brush painted all of this, no problem at all. Look at this, gorgeous. It's a giraffe if you're not sure, and look at the quality of the paintwork on that, just fantastic. And I thought to myself, you know what, if this little brush can do all of this, then surely it's got to be right. It's got to be the right one. So let's get started. Do the whole fence with this tiny brush. Are you mad? Just start here. Oh yeah, that's going on nice. It's real good. Now as you can see, this is going on really smoothly just here. Going to take a little bit of a while. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Patrick, nobody's going to do that whole fence with this tiny brush. That's ridiculous. And what kind of example is this anyway? It's so far-fetched, but the truth is it's something that we all do. You see, we're creatures of habit and learned behaviour. And like it or not, we all do this. Now that I'm getting down to the bottom of the first panel, I feel like I've really sped things up with some great techniques that I've learned along the way. I really feel like I'm motoring on now, and it's really starting to take shape. I mean, this particular piece of wood anyway, I mean the rest of the fence is still untouched, absolutely, but getting there. It's something that's part of normal growing up. We discover a solution to a particular problem as a child, and next time we come across a similar situation, we try applying that solution again and see if it works. For example, a child stamps and screams to get their own way and discover that it works. They get the thing that they wanted, and next time they come to a similar situation, they stamp and scream again to see if it'll work again, and so it ingrains a pattern. It's starting to get late. I started early, we've been going all day. Pretty tired, to be honest. I need a drink. Now the problem comes when they become an adult and they still stamp and scream, and they discover that actually not a lot of people in the world appreciate an adult who stamps and screams to get their own way. It can then become a really hard thing to change for them because this is what they've learnt to do. Still going. Here's another example. Imagine that I discover that eating cake or chocolate makes me feel happy, and it does. It releases some sort of chemicals in our brains. But then I become unhappy because of my weight. Well, now I'm unhappy, so my brain has learned that to make me happy, I do what? I eat chocolate and cake. But then that leads to more problems, and I end up trying to paint that fence with a tiny brush. Because this is just exhausting. I mean, honestly, this is... Oh. Another example for you. Imagine that I discover that saying yes to people makes them like me, even if it's only temporarily. But then I just keep saying yes to people to hopefully make them like me all the more. Soon down that line, I'll end up in a situation that I'm not happy with because I've said yes to people too much, and I'm now being taken advantage of. And so that tiny paintbrush to paint the big fence has led to more problems. The problems that the tiny brush was a solution for have now changed. The time has now changed, and the tiny brush no longer works to paint the fence. I can't help but wonder if maybe I should have gone for some sort of brush, something a bit bigger, or maybe even some sort of paint spraying device. I don't know. Now, The Bible talks about the value of hard work and wisdom and all those things, but it also talks about being shrewd, which is having good judgment. But to have good judgment, you first need to be able to step away from something a little bit, to look at it and say, is this going to be the solution for this new problem? Rather than just blindly stumbling into it. And that is sometimes what we fail to do with ourselves. We can see solutions for other people, but we sometimes fail to have that shrewd judgment for ourselves. Jesus said, I've come that you might have life and life in all its fullness. And that is my hope for you as well. And when we try to do this on that, well, we're not going to have life in all its fullness. So maybe there are some situations in your life that are causing you a lot of stress. Maybe there's some things in your life that are causing you unhappiness, and the solutions that you've tried aren't working. Well, maybe it's time to change your brush. Maybe don't use a brush at all. Maybe use some sort of big power sprayer thing to spray that fence. But maybe it's time to stop using the old solutions and maybe try to find a new one. Maybe it's time to change your brush. I hope you have a great day.